Dr. James Westcott, Aga Khan Professor of Architecture at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, has long been interested in river basin planning. Dr. Westcott broadens the Mughal garden perspective to a macro-geographical scale by presenting the Indus River Basin as a type of garden. He further builds up his research, learning from this perspective spread over 5 millennia. Dr. James Westcott's research has combined the Indus Valley civilization, the Sindh, Wahind and Gandharan settlements, and the Islamic and Mughal garden concept in conjunction with the river Indus.
This is the largest contiguously irrigated basin in the world, a basin that's been a great laboratory for water resources management and cultural change in human history. We're in Shalimar Bagh, Lahore, a city of Mughal gardens. It's wintertime. It's a garden that was constructed in the peak of the Mughal Empire. It's a garden that was influenced by previous developments in Kashmir. What must not be lost in all of this is the cultural heritage of water from Harappan times through the Mughal Empire and its great gardens to the period of independence and early water development vision.
यहाँ इस खित्ते में आबपाशी के लिए नहरी पानी लाने की ज़रूरत हुई तो एक मंसूबा बहुत बड़ा उस वक्त 2 लाख रुपए में ये दरिया रावी के पहाड़ी इलाकों से ये नहर यहाँ लाहौर तक लाई गई.
The relationship between the canal, the water supply and the garden is still a mystery, but the water would come down from the river, lifted up into this complex, and then it would be transported across into the garden. It's a garden that had 3 major terraces. An upper terrace that was known as the Shalimar Bagh, or Garden of Pleasure.
शहंशाह जब सफ़र करते थे दिल्ली से लाहौर तो उनका जो साज़ो सामान और दरबार वग़ैरह वो शहर में रस्मी तौर पे दाखिल होने से पहले यहाँ बाग पे पहले क़याम करते थे और फिर वो शहर में दाखिल होते थे.
This is the main pavilion in Shalimar Bagh. It's the archway underneath which the people in power, the royalty, would stand overlooking the entire complex.
3 massive wells were constructed here in Shalimar Garden. One this side behind the hammam.
Wells were historically some of the most ancient technologies in the Punjab.
Through a Persian wheel, you bring water to about 25 feet and then you store it in a tank and then with gravity it flows to the highest level.
And the upper terrace is like the upper portion of a river basin. Into focus will come these 2 seasonal pavilions of the monsoon, the Sawa and Badon pavilions. The water fill up the pool and then they would spill over this small lip of marble in front of each of these niches called chini khanas. At nighttime, small camphorated candles that would give both a flickering light behind the water and a beautiful fragrance. And during the monsoon season, you would be surrounded by waterfalls on all 3 sides. That kind of drama would be extraordinary. This is like potential energy behind a dam in a river system.
These gardens, a traditional Chahar Bagh, And the fountains themselves and water are symbols of the knowledge of God that you will attain only in paradise. Heritage properties like these gardens, a reminder of our history, of our identity, and as a basis on which to make a roadmap for development.
New technologies and ways of thinking are emerging. Ways of thinking that involve new technologies of sensor systems, of remote sensing technologies, and of precision canal measurement, well irrigation measurement, water quality measurement.
It's totally scientific. Engineering solutions are out there. It's just that the engineer, the modeler, the physicist, the water system analyst has to be given the problem formulation in the right context. I think this is what we are talking about.
Shalimar Garden, it's a very small but highly significant place within the Indus River Basin. And in the early years of Pakistan's history, many of the water planners were thinking of the basin metaphorically as a garden, saying this could be like a Garden of Eden for the future of this new nation. It's important to try to imagine this relationship between water supply and demand, which are of outstanding importance in Pakistan today. Commitment to the land and its water resources and its people that will usher in a whole new way of managing water and thinking in the 21st century in ways that have yet to be imagined, and yet for which contemporary Pakistan and its peoples and institutions and places are all ready and prepared to address.
The Shalimar is not just a garden of earthly delights, but translated from the Sanskrit, it was literally meant to be the abode of bliss and love. The Shalimar signified aesthetic order and civilized existence, not only of Mughal high culture, but as a sacred sanctuary where the purity of paradise could be imagined in solitude. A place for scientific study and a space for society and nature to mingle. A garden symbolizing another Shalimar Bagh, watered by a celestial pool of abundance called the Indus.